Wow, awesome rainbow over Burley. It goes up all the way because it's raining right now. Look at that. Here I am in Burley, Idaho. Big skies of Burley, Idaho. Look at that. It's been raining and it's really pleasantly cool. The rest of the country is roasting right now and it's just been nice here. Look at that. So I am at this road that I found. It's kind of a dead end. Trucks have been periodically going. There's another trailer up there. I've seen somebody in a van kind of come and go here. It's not a big town, so it's close to everything, which is nice. And I finally left Ogden. So I actually left Utah Valley and then I got up to Ogden. Leaving Ogden, I've decided to go to Burley. So I've been to Burley before and I have a parking space there. I've been looking for, there's a fly in here. Get out, fly. I've been looking for parking spaces in Pocatello and Idaho Falls, and I just haven't.
Turn right onto North Harrisville Road.
Okay, thank you. And I just have not found a parking place yet. So I'm gonna get up to Burley, and if I do go back to Pocatello and Idaho Falls, and then up to Missoula, it will mean some backtracking, but I don't want to stay here in Ogden another night. If I backtrack, it's going to be extra money for gas, you know, but I liked Burley when I was there before, and I had a parking space that seemed to work pretty well. So that's what I'm going to do. So I stayed at the Walmart here. So this is a good thing to know. When I pass back through, this Walmart is RV friendly. There were no signs that said no overnight parking. There was nothing. And in fact, I didn't ask.
Right onto North Harrisville Road.
But usually if Walmarts don't want you parking there, they make it very clear with signs. And the big Walmart that I stayed at in Tucson, its signs said no extended RV parking. But there were plenty of people that were there. So, in fact, I spent Christmas and New Year's at the Walmart there. And it was great because it was so quiet. It was awesome. And this Walmart is close to things, so it's that's a good thing to know. So I stopped to get a little bit of gas, and you're not going to believe this. I left my gas cap back in Ogden when I got gas there. It's easy to get a new one. It's a very common piece, but now I've just got to do that tomorrow when I get into Burley. It's not dangerous. There's a little, like a flip piece of metal that protects it, and then there's a door that closes over it. So, yeah, it's okay, but I'm just irritated at myself for doing that again. Off in the distance, it's going to be kind of small on the GoPro, you can see clearly the various levels of ancient Lake Bonneville. I'm right at the north tip of what Lake Bonneville would have been, and you can clearly see the ancient shoreline levels. They've mapped out all the different levels, and it's right up in this area where the ancient dam burst. It's sort of closer to the Idaho side, but we're not too far from where it is, from where it burst. So there off in the distance, you can see remnants of the ancient shorelines. We're now climbing up out of what would have been Lake Bonneville. It's fascinating geology in this area. Well, I'm just about to enter Idaho and it is storming. I should have checked the weather before I left. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Welcome to Idaho. It's gotten windy. Windy, windy. Windy, windy. Oh my gosh. Look at this rain. Oh, this is interesting. So I stopped off at this rest stop. This one's kind of cool because it has this really awesome sign about the ancient Lake Bonneville that we're just sort of driving out of. So I wanted to kind of show you this over here because it's really cool. There's Idaho seems to have these big rest stops. So look at this. 20,000 years ago, this land was underwater. Not far from the north, you can see the old shore of Lake Bonneville. Formed in a basin from which no river reached the ocean, this became the largest lake in North America. Finally, the lake rose high enough to overflow into the Snake River. Then, after the climate got drier and the Great Basin of Utah and Nevada became mostly a desert, the lake receded. Salt Lake and the two other remnants are all that are left of this old 20,000 square mile lake. Isn't that interesting? So I decided to just pull off because it is stormy. I don't like driving in the storm. I just don't. So I just kind of wanted to come over here and take a look at this rest stop. I mean, there's not much. It's kind of just a rest stop. You can welcome to Idaho. So these are the Shoshone Falls that are in Twin Falls. That's why I want to go there. It's raining. I'm trying to decide whether I want to, do I keep going or just, you know, I've got about 65 miles to go, or do I just maybe wait out this storm, see if it passes? I don't know. And I always come and check the straps. These are tight. I'm getting pretty close to the point where I need to actually change these out. They're not expensive, but and this is tight still, so that's good. I'm just noticing that that window is open. I should have closed that. So I'm going to go in and close that. So that one's closed. This is why I like not having my air conditioning unit in here, because I can more easily stand in here. Okay, so okay, I think this storm, at least here, has calmed down enough. I'm going to get back going. Got about 65 miles to go. Look at that old trailer just sitting back there. Looks like it's had better days. Oh, look at those rays coming out. Okay, here we go.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want
took me forever to get traveling again because my power unit failed. Well, partially failed. It was still mostly working, but I wanted to get it fixed because it was under warranty. And I ended up getting into this big battle with the company to try and get it properly fixed. It was just incredibly maddening. They sent me the wrong product and they claimed it was the right product and I had to ship it back. And FedEx screwed up shipping a bunch of times and it took 6 weeks for me to get this resolved. So yeah, but I ended up parking in that space in American Fork for most of that time. It ended up being a really good parking location. And it was especially funny because I discovered walking to a Starbucks, which was just down the road, that there was a little family of feral cats living in basically a mechanic shop, the back end of a mechanic shop, living amongst the tires and some derelict cars that were there. And they were feeding them. They were putting food out, cat food out for them. And I started taking water to them. So I was giving them water and I started going every night and buying these little cheap, hot dogs and feeding them hot dogs. And I'm out feeding them again and see them all running around down there. And there's the little family over there. So they get really hungry. So I've been giving them these wieners, which I get kind of cheap at Walmart. Hi, little kitty. They kind of look at it. So I actually bought a chicken earlier today and ate part of it and then came out and fed the rest of the chicken to them. So that bigger one right there is really aggressive. Okay, I'm gonna sit down now, little kitties. So now they don't run away because they know I always sit in this spot. Hi, little kitty. So I'm gonna give this big one something to see. So that one right there is a twin to that one. And that one is also kind of aggressive, but I still give them food. Okay. So there's a little small one. They come out under the gate much more readily than the big ones do. So I throw some up like that. Oh, that one always gets, that one's aggressive, see? So this one will come right up to me, just 1.5 feet away. This little gray one gets pretty close. Okay, here you go, kitty. Oh, that one got it. Here you go. So the smaller ones have got much more used to me, haven't ya? Just cute cats, but they're feral, so they didn't come up be all lovey-dovey. But by the time that I left, especially the kittens, the smaller ones, were very comfortable coming right up to me and eating right up to me, and I managed to pet a couple of them. So this little one comes out, is brave, comes out, gets a couple of feet from me and just sits there. The little gray one comes up and gets pretty close, and this big aggressive male, he just comes and sits there. And then there's this little cute one with the googly eyes, the one I call googly eyes. And there's a mama, and that's another mama right there. And then that one, 2 male cats right there. And these 2 little ones right here are so small. Oh, and one of them has the cutest little googly eyes. They just look at the food and try and get the gumption up to go out there. Oh, and there's the mama black cat, the little one, and then this one sneaks out. And I've been putting water out there. She's walking over to the water bowl. This little cat comes up and just looks at me and looks at me. Oh, there she goes. She just went and picked up a piece. She just sits there and stares at me, and then she goes and grabs a piece and eats it. But so watch this. I wonder if she's doing what I'm thinking she's about to do. Well, I can't see what she's doing now, but oh, she did. she just took that piece over there and she dropped it at the feet of the little kittens and gave them food. That is such an interesting behavior. I had a hard time leaving because of that. So I ended up buying them one of those automatic water dispensers. And I'm hoping that the people there, I know they would have had to have seen it because I often saw them working right by where the water was, and they were putting food out there for them. So, oh my gosh, that was hard for me to leave. I was getting really kind of attached to going there at night and hanging out with this little troop of feral cats out there. So that little one back there is playing with the food. She's just sitting there playing with it. That is the funniest little thing. I found a coffee shop, this great little coffee shop, just kind of hop, skip, and a jump over that way. This cute little coffee shop that I've been going to. So this is where I've been parking. And then right here, with all the urban art, just this cool little coffee shop I went to past couple mornings. Nostalgia. Cool. Nice, friendly people that worked there. So, this is small town America. And then the library is down the street there. Awesome library. I went and worked. They had the fastest internet I have ever used. It was insane for uploads. Like, I have never seen upload speeds like that, except here in Burley, Idaho.